Hey guys, what's up? Today I wanted to start a new series with the way that League has been growing over the last couple months with the publicity and other things that it's get. There's a lot of new players out there trying to learn the game, pick it up for the first time, and even people that have been around forever trying to pick up some tips. So what I do on my spare time when I want to learn something or if I want to just pick something up, I'll pick an LCS pro or someone in high elo and just watch their games. But when you see a lot of these YouTube videos online, you're watching 40 minutes of a game just to find 3 4 fights during that you can actually watch to look at. So today I wanted to take a look at an actual match from yesterday. This is from Bjergsen in the Korean SoloQ. It's a round plat, one diamond, somewhere right around there. I didn't actually look where he was at this given point, but it was around that point. So this is just a game that he joined. He's in here solo. There's no one else from TSM in here. And I want to take a look at 3 different plays that he made throughout this match. First, I'll show you, I'm just going to run through the actual play. And then after that, I'll kind of explain what it is that he's doing and how far ahead he actually thinks before he makes some of these plays and how much thought is actually into some of these plays that they make. So here we go. Here's the first one. He's going against a mid Victor. And he's level 5, almost 6. Victor's the same. He's 5. But the dive actually happens up here. But it'll happen before Bjergsen even turns 6. But watch how he sets it up. So there it is, just that fast. He set up a play before he turned 6. He's 6 now after the kill, but that was pre-6 he set up this kill. And a lot of people wouldn't attempt or even think about doing what he just did, which was a turret dive, but he had it so perfectly set up, and if you look at the vision that he had around him, it was perfectly safe for him to do. The enemy team does have a Gragas jungle, so that's something to keep aware of, but here we'll take a look at what he's actually looking at. So their fiddle jungle is down here with Gragas here. I'm not quite sure if there's a ward there, but if you watch this in the next part, Fiddle goes into their jungle. He will spot out Gragas, so you know that Gragas isn't going to be here for this. Bjergsen knows he already has the other mid laner chunked. Right here he hits him with another one, knows he's low enough. He's going to clear this lane and try to push it in before he heads back. I'm not sure at this point if he knew what he was going to do or not, but we'll see what happens coming up here. So he clears up the lane. Victor's at about 25%. Bjergsen gets a look at him here. He's able to see what his health is at. Goes off to the side. He throws his shadow in because he's already prepared to dive this. But what he's doing is waiting for Victor to get into a better position. With him behind the turret, there's not a lot of escapes there. It takes a lot longer to get out of turret range, especially when you see Gragas over here. So his choices are, if he gets stuck back here, he has to make it all the way up to this point here, all the way back out to here, or risk getting caught, pinned in by Gragas in this corner over here. So ideally what he wants to do is get Victor into a position toward the front so that at the most he has to flash to get back out of danger to make the play and get out safe. So as you can see right now, he only has a longsword, no pots left, nothing. He hasn't backed yet. So this is pretty early in the game, 5:40 in the game. So as we go forward, you'll see he kind of gets out of Victor's vision here, but because of his shadow, he's able to find out where Victor is. When he dives this, and because of the minions, obviously, so he knows where Victor's at. Victor gets in the perfect position in front of the tower, so he has some space. He shadows back in. If you look at his cooldowns right now, he's got about another second before his shurikens are up. But he can spin, so what he's going to end up doing, all in the matter of about 1/10 of a second, is he will spin on top, and then as he goes to shuriken, he shurikens, ignites, and flashes out all within like a 1/4 second. So I'll slow it down for you guys to see, but this is how he gets off so much damage so quickly. And Victor actually makes a good play and almost takes him down through it because he's able to hit his laser on this, but he should have seen it coming. When you see a shadow here, Victor should have had his W right here, his gravity field, sitting there waiting for Bjergsen to come back in. So if we slow this down, let's try this. You'll see as he goes in, he's able to spin, ignite, throws his shurikens backwards as he flashes out. That gives him enough time to only take one turret shot, and the ignite is enough to tick down Victor and get Bjergsen's first kill of this match. He goes on to have a pretty successful match, so that's the first play he makes throughout the game. That gets him rolling, and that's how it all started. So after this, you guys will notice this is just something small. If you're new to the game, make sure that when you know that you're clear and you got a kill like that, even though Bjergsen's low, he knows that there's no one around. Just from his map awareness, you want to push this in, makes the enemy miss all of these minions. He gets back out, and we move on to the next play. This is a turret dive, so keep track of what happens here. All right, so that all happened really fast. As you can see from the mini-map, Klist is down here a long ways away. Brahm's actually in base. I don't remember if he just died or not, but that's where he's at. Fizz and Bjergsen are now ready to dive these guys. They're trying to back right now. You can see the circles right there. It'll start off with Fizz throwing his fish in. I believe he lands it on Victor. And as soon as Bjergsen sees that, he goes right for his death mark. So they landed on him as he's trying to back. Bjergsen jumps in with his shadow. He's able to get his death mark on Victor, gets his damage in. That's going to be enough to pop him once it's all said and done. So he's backing out, throws his shuriken in, and that's it for that. The next thing you'll notice is Bjergsen took an extra hit here. I'm not sure if he could have made it out a little bit quicker or not, but so he takes an extra hit here, puts him really low. He's got all this minion aggro. Fizz isn't getting any of it, so it's all on him. He goes, pops a pot, attempts to walk back out, but this is the point where most people would most likely use their shadow to jump back out to where Fizz is over here. Bjergsen uses his shadow, throws his shurikens, hits both sets onto Gragas here. And I don't even know at this point if he knew he was going to dive this again, but when it lands its full damage, you'll see that it took him down to, I don't know, 150, 200 hit points. So Bjergsen knew if he went back in, he could finish off this kill. If you look at his cooldowns, he's still got his spin, and he had shurikens up in 4 seconds. But anyways, an auto and his spin should be enough to take this down. So he does, gets his auto off and the spin. He takes it. The only mistake that he made is when he threw his shadow in, he threw it in just a little bit too far. He'll end up getting tower aggro here. This is enough to take him down, and he dies because of it. But that was a turret dive situation with a Zed and how you can use your shadows to get in and out quickly. The next one that I have is going to be a team fight. I believe all 5 members of red and 4 members of blue will be here. So okay, so people always talk about Zed and how he's basically useless during team fights, which is kind of true. CC can really hinder him, and then if you get multiple CC stacked on top of each other, it can be even worse. But as you'll see here, there are ways to get past it, and he makes very good use of it. The one thing I will point out, as you can see, he is 7-2 and 5 right now, so that puts him very far ahead. But you've seen the plays that put him in that position. So, and it's not like they don't have fed people on the other team either. Ezreal's 7 and 3. Gragas is doing pretty well as Victor. So this fight starts off. Yasuo and Gragas are coming in over here. Gragas' ult automatically sets up Yasuo's ult. So that's what they're playing for. Originally, I think Gragas just wanted to come in and do the old belly bump into Yasuo, but it didn't work. So when he comes in, You'll see it here. He doesn't make it far enough, so he ends up throwing his ultimate into Yasuo's ultimate. Chunks Bjergsen down to about 40% right away. If you look, he's still got 5 seconds on his death mark and 3 seconds on the spin, so he automatically shadows out. Everybody stands on top of it for some reason, so he spins. Now he's got 9 seconds cooldown on the shadow, 3 on shurikens, and he will spin here. I know he does when everybody goes back through. Okay, so I was wrong. Anyways, so now his death mark's back up. He notices Thresh is kind of low, which is low enough for him to dive. So his shadow, his original shadow, is back here toward the turret. So what he'll end up doing is throwing his death mark here. That's plenty enough. Like, he's low enough now that death mark's going to kill him as soon as that's done. So he didn't waste very many abilities on this. So now he still has a shadow left, and he still has shurikens left. And remember, his original shadow is way back at the beginning, right next to the turret. So as Ezreal turns on him, he knows he has the DPS left. He didn't blow very much. So he shadows back in, uses up his cooldowns. Ezreal has to heal right here. And before anything else can happen, Ezreal walks right back through his shadow, so he spins on top of him. Before anything else can happen, he kept track. He went back to his ult spot. So now, not only did he chunk out Ezreal, kill Thresh, he was able to get back out and avoid he took 2 ultimates, one from Gragas, one from Yasuo, and was able to get out alive. So now they're back at the turret. He's chunked down the enemy team enough that Ezreal can't go back in. Victor could, but there's still 3 people alive, and Fizz is pushing their top tower. So he successfully managed a team fight on a champion that is continuously told that he's no good during team fights. So it just gives you an idea of everything that's possible with Zed if you're able to get some of the mechanics down. The fact that he could place that much DPS on Ezreal over here and then hit his ult shadow back and be completely back to safety over here is a huge advantage, but most people don't use it that way, and it hinders their play. When they see people play Zed, they're like, oh, he can do all these things, but you have to master some of these mechanics to be able to do this. So this is just a first look at one of the pro player matches, the way that I look at them, the things that I look at in order to improve. So if you have any suggestions, any players that you want to look through, any slowdowns that you want to do, put them in the comments below. Any likes, subscribes are always appreciated. Let me know what you think. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.